Woohoo! Natural light photography!
Oh, yeah!
There's only one thing that we love more than eating food with chopsticks, and that's photography.
Well, I guess, here's to natural light photography.
There you go. Cheers.
They tell me natural light is the best.
Oh.
I think I'll leave that right there, and I'm going to leave natural light for
there's nothing like a natural light at 8 in the morning.
Exactly.
Or shopping for a natural light at 7 in the morning.
At 7 in the morning. You get some really strange looks at the grocery store with two guys with sushi shirts buying
natural light,
a case or a pack or
the
whatever you call
cheapest beer
this.
in America.
That's
I think
right.
that's what it's called. But hey, we just thought this was fun today. We were doing some research for the show, right?
On natural light
And what
photography.
came up is natural light beer, and what could we do?
I feel like I'm so into the know now that I actually will refer this from now on to as natty light, because there's songs about it, all kinds of things. But no, today we're talking.
Wow, we digress quick.
It's kind of like being on Facebook. You go down the rabbit hole.
Oh, it gets going quick.
Natural light photography is what we want to talk about.
That's right. That is right. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So we spent some time this week getting out into an old barn at an old farm and playing with natural light photography.
Yep.
So no flash. You guys all know us as the guys that are always pushing
We are
flash.
always raving about flash, whether it's on-camera flash, off-camera flash, monolights, modifiers, all that kind of stuff. We love bending light and modifying light.
Yes.
But we also love natural
light.
Not really this one, photography. But we do love natural light when the conditions are right. And that's the problem, is trying to get the right conditions for natural light.
Yeah, because I always see people, they get fooled into thinking that a picture is really great with natural light because it falls nicely, but a lot of times natural light just doesn't do the things we want it to do.
Yeah.
It's falling a little bit at a wrong angle where we get dark circles under the eyes. Maybe we're not emphasizing the right areas of someone's face, showing off their nice cheekbones or, underneath here. We can do that with flash.
Yep.
Natural light, we can do it, but we have to be much more careful.
Well, I think some of your favorite pictures, like you have hanging on your wall in your office,
Exactly.
are taken with natural light.
Yeah.
So it's not that we are anti-natural light. We're
Not at
anti-natural
all.
light when it's not the right time for natural light.
Correct. So, you got to train yourself to see that. And a lot of times, until you really start playing around with flash, you don't realize how bad most natural light seems to be.
Yep.
So
we went out to that barn, like you were mentioning, and we played with natural light. We looked for direction of light and all that, but why don't you join us as we head on out to the barn.
all right, let's go.
So we really love natural light. I mean, we really, really love natural light. But the biggest reason why we love this natural light is, I think, because in general, us photographers, we're lazy by nature. And we hate having to carry around all this extra gear, these lights, these stands and everything. But the problem is, natural light sometimes really isn't that good. Now, like all things in photography, natural light is no different. To do it right, it really takes a lot of practice. You have to train yourself to see the light. Now, when we're getting ready to shoot a portrait and we know that we're going to be using natural light, the first thing we're going to do is start looking around, and we're starting to look for that light. You need to be able to do this. So let's give you some examples of some great natural light.
You're right. Some of our favorite portraits ever were taken using natural light. But here's what I want you to ask yourself. Do you really know what good light is? So often we see photographs that are really good, but they could have been amazing had you either found better light or the photographer used the existing light more to their advantage. We want to show you right now a few ways how you can get the best out of natural light.
So check this out. We're looking at this barn, and I see two great sources and directions of light coming through. In fact, one is this door behind Mark here. We've got the other door, but I think that is probably not the best spot.
And I'll show you why. I agree with you, because check this out. When I stand here, what do you see? This hot directional light on me. It's very difficult to work with, but it can be worked with. We'll get back to it. I think we need to start back over here in this incredible pool of light.
So when we're looking at these two direction of light, the light sources coming through here,
I actually favor one over the other. And you might feel the same, but you know, this is kind of harsh back here. This gets that beautiful spill of light that's just pouring through that window.
I love that pool of light up there.
In fact, over here is kind of what we do for a lot of different situations. Sometimes senior portraits, sometimes wedding portrait. But in fact, if we move forward here, and I'm just gonna have you turning around. Now, we can take a picture here, and it's probably gonna look okay. I'm gonna have to really adjust my settings, so I'm gonna blow out everything in the background. And then when I take this shot, just in order to make her actually expose correctly, there we go. Looks pretty good, but everything's blown out. So let's shift this over just a little bit. We still have that beautiful light pouring through. Now we're getting a different type of shot. We're getting the split lighting. So one side of her face is brighter, the other side is a little bit darker. When we take this photo, it gives kind of that moody look. It's still a great photo, but maybe not the exact photo that I'm looking for in this location. So we're gonna have you shift your shoulders more square to the door, perfect. Now you notice I'm not putting my model and my subject all the way outside. I'm taking advantage of this. It's almost like using a natural softbox. So with her facing this way, now I get a spill of light coming across the other side. And I get that beautiful beauty light coming right through that window. It's like I say, it's adding a natural softbox using natural light. Looks fantastic.
All right, so I want to show you my favorite kind of lighting. I've always heard it referred to as tunnel lighting. Now, tunnel lighting, why is it my favorite lighting? Because it's like shooting with the world's largest softbox. And if you look right here, this is a barn, but we're going to use it as our tunnel today. One thing that makes tunnel light very cool is the fact that we now have cut light from falling from the top and from each side. All of our light now, it's like a giant softbox, just indirect light coming right in on our model. But here's some things you want to remember about tunnel lighting. So we're going to pull Savannah out just right outside the door, almost level with the door. Let's back up just a tiny bit, right there. What you're going to notice right here, the light looks great on her because it's indirect, but it's very flat. So we're not showing off a lot of features. We're seeing she has a jawline. It's really not emphasizing it. But if we get her to step back about 2 feet inside the barn here, we've now cut the light that's falling again from the top and from the sides. And now look at, we're starting to see great cheek lines. We're seeing the jawline. We're seeing just all these nice great shadows that are appearing. This is some of the best light you will ever find. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, yeah, you guys are in this gorgeous barn. How do I do something like this? I tell everybody at home, open your garage door and have somebody step back about 3 feet into your garage. You will have the best light that you have ever taken a picture in your life. So let's take a look at this shot right here.
Hey, let's check that over here. All right, here's what I want to show everybody. Come on back. So everything has changed from just a few minutes ago. When we were in here before, this was extremely harsh light and that was very soft light. It shifted completely. Now we've got this beautiful soft light coming through this door. This is amazing. In fact, I'm gonna put her right outside the door. I'm gonna stay in the barn here. Look at that light. It is incredible. I'm gonna fire off a few pictures. By just a few minutes in difference of time, things have totally shifted. I want you to keep looking for the best light. What was the best light a minute ago is no longer the best light, and now we've got a complete opposite situation.
Okay, I know I will never stop you from shooting now
That's
because
for sure.
this light looks amazing. So let's just recap. When you're looking for great natural light, first thing you do is you identify where your light sources are coming from. The next thing is look at the direction in which they're spilling, and then move your subject into the pools of light. You don't necessarily have to have them all the way against your light source. They don't have to be pressed up against the window. They don't necessarily have to be outside. Just find, a couple feet back where you got that great pool of consistent soft light. Put them in there, get them facing your light source, and you will take amazing natural light portraits.
'Cause I'm gonna take some more pictures.
Let's do it.
Fortunate questions.
Hoi! Alrighty, from natural light to fortunate questions.
Such a nice balance.
Wow, the skill.
It's amazing.
Which is good because I'm a little hungry today.
Yes, I can tell. All right. It is from, I did it right side up this time. How awesome is that? It's from Doug in the beautiful town of Benicia. I think we've had a Benicia before, actually. There's nothing,
Natural light and fortune
there's
cookies.
nothing like that. Well.
Oh! Oh. Read the question.
Doug. Oh, this is from Doug. I'm not reading it to Doug. Wow, we've had a lot of natural light already, huh? Yeah. Anyways, Doug says, from Benicia, does it harm your... I can't even read it. Does it harm your flashcards? I assume he's talking about his memory cards and not his kids' flashcards. But does it harm your flashcards to format them frequently? Doug?
Yeah, great question, Doug. Absolutely not. You know, I've heard over the years, everybody has always told me, you know, don't ever go in there and say delete all or delete them one at a time, because it I'm not a techie, but like leaves residue of the image, you know, on that card, and you actually can get spots on there where your card kind of fills up with junk. So I personally reformat every time. When I stick a new card in, that's the first thing I'm going to do is reformat before I go and check all my settings, which I never do.
Right, but you know, actually what you just said about like keeping the junk on there, I had read on the SanDisk website one time when I was finding out about buying some new cards. They had talked about card recovery, and that was the thing. If a lot of times the cards will keep a memory. I mean, it's a super small picture of what's on that card, but it still stays there even when you delete it. So reformatting the card does kind of that deep dive into the card,
cleans
it out. Yeah. So yeah, every time we shoot on a card, as long as we remember, we end up formatting the cards. But yeah, really every time, it does not hurt it at all.
Yeah.
Good.
Great question.
Liked it.
Hey, like always, if you have a question for us, the Chopstick guys, put it in the comments below or shoot us out an email, and we might just take your question and bake it into one of these wonderful fortune cookies.
And we won't even make you drink natural light when you're eating your fortune cookie.
That's right.
But hey, thanks, Doug. We appreciate your question. Hey, do you have any food for thought, Mark, for this show?
You know what I do? It's just a matter of, you know, a lot of people, again, think that we're very anti-natural light. Natural light is wonderful, you know, as I talked about in the video, tunnel light, you know. I always, again, if you're fairly new to photography or you're new to portrait photography, I'm not kidding. Go in your garage, open up your garage door, shoot with a very wide aperture, 2.8, so that you're not seeing the junk in your garage or anything. That's just going to go away. And shoot a portrait there of somebody in your family, and you're going to be shocked how well that picture is going to turn out.
I agree. Yeah, I think the interesting thing is a lot of people that are starting photography or the quote natural light photographers think that flash photography is so hard.
Yeah.
And that's why they don't do it in reality. But you know what? I think it's the opposite.
Yeah.
You know, that when we went back and did natural light this week, it was actually hard. It was hard to position the subject in the light to make sure the light is falling in the right direction.
Something in the background's always distracting or something.
When we're using our flash or our strobes, we can really modify that light. We can find the right direction ourselves without having to rely on the sunshine. All right. Yeah, so it was fun. It was definitely fun to get out there anytime we go out and shoot. It's fun.
Exactly. We had a great time this week.
But that's what I want you guys to just get out there and shoot, man. It's, you know, anytime you can. And we always talk about kind of the struggle of having something to shoot. That's right. When you get that.
Even last night. So we kind of were in that. We've been, you know, doing a lot of filming lately. And we went, let's just head out to the lake and take advantage of those clouds we've been seeing all day. But we'd been in the studio. We walked out and there was no clouds. So we went to the lake anyways. And still shot some photos and had a lot of fun. And, you know, right now, link right up wherever it pops up. Watch the video that we shot last night. We just had a little bit of fun, you know.
Please don't be offended.
Yeah, but, we have nothing against millennials. It just happens that we had a lot of fun doing our little millennial video.
Hey, real quick, before we go. When we mentioned we've been filming a lot, we have been filming a lot. We've been working on a special project, and, you know, I'm going to kind of pop it out of the bag right now.
Okay.
It's a lighting project, and it's basically going to be called Light.
Yeah.
Flash Photography Made Easy.
Yeah, pouring our heart and soul into this project.
We're teaching you everything that we know.
Yes.
Which isn't a whole lot, but no, everything that
everything that we teach in our lighting class plus more.
Yep.
Because we're able to actually go out and demonstrate a little bit
so we've done some great locations. We're working on some stuff. It's been kind of a labor of love. Look for it at the end of November or so, but that's right. It's going to be good. It's good stuff.
So it's a great week. Get out there and shoot something.
Like always, please like and subscribe. Your subscriptions mean a lot to us, and we consider you family here on the Chopstick channel.
That's right.
And we hope to see you again next week. Keep an eye out. We're constantly posting more and more videos as the weeks go along, but we love having to share. We don't love having to share. We love sharing this information with you. Man, my tongue after that natural light just does not want to work. But anyways, anyhow, don't forget anytime to say
sushi.
All right, take care, everybody. We want to welcome you to our YouTube channel. That's right, the Panoptic Chopstick channel, where we are bringing fun to photography.
Hey, we want to invite you each week to join us on Tuesday, where we put out a new episode of our Panoptic Chopstick show, where we will give you tips, tricks, interviews with photographers, we'll give you DIY projects to do on your own, and maybe even inspire you a bit.
That's right, including always a little dash of fun. So we want to invite you to go ahead and subscribe and like our channel, where you will get notified every Tuesday of brand new episodes. But welcome to the Panoptic Chopsticks channel.
Come join the fun.